Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jana, and it's about our daily bread, and that's badness. I don't have any more. It's all gone. It's all gone. I gave them one of those puffed Cheetos, which was totally the wrong thing to do because I had to go run some errands today and and go to Walmart, and yeah, and so I gave him, wrong thing to do because he's mad at me now. Do you want to be up here? How are you doing? Welcome home. It has been a whirlwind. Okay, let me grab you because I've already started over. How many times? How many times? Huh? How many times? Oops. Oh, I miss that chair. It's not going to be a good thing. Yeah. How are you doing? How are you? I don't have, it's all gone. See, there's nothing there. This is Badness. He's one of our rescues. He is the baby of the boys. Yes. And he's Mama's baby boy. And we have Soul and Puppy, Churlo. Yeah. And he's missing one eye. His name is Bandit, the one-eyed bandit. But I call him Badness because he is just a bad little guy. I'm just joking. Yes. I love you. So he's a little upset with me right now, as you can, yes. And he's a little camera shy. He knows when I'm recording, don't you? Yes, yes. So today's video, I want to welcome you, and it's been a really trying weekend. It is Monday. It is August 19th, 2019, and it has been a very I was going through a warfare since, I don't know, it's this past weekend, and it's been crazy. Very crazy. And sitting in the waiting room of one of my appointments today and listening to a conversation which was disrespectful on my behalf. They were talking quite loudly and very sure of their opinion on, it was about God, and I wanted to say something so badly, but I was at the point where all I kept on doing was saying the prayer over and over and over, and it was very obvious that they were getting angry, or one of the individuals was getting very angry, and I just come to the point where hearing her speak, she had so much pain, and I had to remove what she was trying, the hate she was spewing, and trying to see what was behind it. And she's very angry. And what it sounded like, she lost someone to cancer, and cancer is evil, and she is not forgiven God. She is very angry at God, and I should have said something, but I think I would have angered her even more, to be honest with you. So I was very quiet, and I prayed for her, and I prayed over them. So after, it was very ironic me just stating that, and after I got done praying, they called my name. It's weird how those things work. He knows. He knows. And today's reading is called Our New Home. Oh, and today's reading is taken out of Revelation, and that's what's the topic of church yesterday, was the book of Revelations. And this is very weird. Oh my goodness. It's even in the car. Revelations 22, 1 through 5. No longer will there be any curse. The throne of God, of the Lamb, will be in the city. It was very well put together how he had done the service over the book of Revelations, and a lot of people fear it because they think it's, you know, I mean, they're being said such negative, but it was very, very well put how Pastor Dan had put it. I think I had shared, I don't think I did, I think it's been so crazy with me, I didn't share the link. Maybe I did in the El Paso Best Kept Secret, and you can watch that. It's really good. He did a really good job of talking about the book of Revelations. But this is taken out of the book of Revelations, the reading today, Our New Home. As the first, and I've not read this, so it's very, yeah, okay. As the first immigrants to the United States to pass through Ellis Island in 1892, Annie Moore must have felt incredible excitement at the thought of a new home and a fresh start. Millions would pass through there afterwards, just a teenager. Annie had left behind a difficult life in Ireland to start a new one. Carrying only a little bag in her hand, she came with lots of dreams, hopes, and expectation of the land of opportunity. How much more excitement and awe will God's children experience when we see a new heaven and a new earth? In Revelations 21, verse 1. We will enter that with the book of Revelations calls the Holy City, the New Jerusalem. The Apostle John describes the amazing place with the powerful imagining. There will be the river of water of life, as clear as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and the Lamb. The water represents life in abundance, and its source will be the eternal God himself. John says that no longer will be any curse. The beautiful, pure relationship with God intended between himself and humans will be fully restored. How incredible to know that God, who loves his children and purchased us with his life and of his Son, is preparing such an amazing new home where he himself will live with us and be our God. Amen. Wow. The first question is, what comes to mind when you think about heaven? And number 2, what does this passage of Revelation encourage you? In Thursdays and Fridays video, I had done them both on Friday. Thursday was a very, it's been a tough few days. And it wasn't tough as in thinking he's forgotten me or my faith being tested. I felt that he didn't entrust me to give me the sense of knowing what's going to happen. But he wasn't showing, because he says, Jonna, you have faith, trust in me. Gosh, I hope that made sense. I remember having the conversation with my mother that Thursday and being very torn and very upset, and you know, and she kept on saying to me, sweetheart, just have faith, just remember you have the faith, don't get discouraged. And then she proceeded to say later in the conversation, also ask Grandma to talk to Jesus, and just ask Grandma. for a prayer. I have said before, I don't know if I've said it in these Our Daily Breads, is I have 4 aces in heaven. The first ace I have, I can't move this, my bag. The first ace I have is my grandfather, Grandpa Graham. And then the second would be my father. And then Grandma Graham. And then Aunt Barb. And I always know these beautiful family members are watching over me. Even today. As me being frustrated through the whole weekend. I don't know, I think I have it. I know I do, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. I might be able to put it in the video for you to see. But when I was waiting, this is no lie. Inside the waiting room, there are feathers on the floor. And I have photos of it. I don't know if you're able to even see that. A white one, and then one that's light white and then goes dark. I just knew after saying that prayer and they called my name, they're with me to protect me, even hearing the harshness words they're saying about my father. So Friday I got that phone call, and before I got that phone call, I did this video for Thursday and Friday, and had the revelation of, Jay, the reason why you didn't know it was going to happen, because God already instilled into you that, because the gift He's given you is faith. Don't worry about what's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just, you need to remind yourself you have faith. So after the conversation, I had spoken to my mother, and it was very, very empowering. No one wins in a situation. It's going to, when you're going through a court situation, there's not always a win-win, and there's not always a lose-lose. It's just some things you're just not going to walk away thinking you're going to walk away. You're wanting to be the way it is. And I had said to her, I go, well, I'm letting you know, Mom, I did ask Grandma to watch over and say her prayer. And she goes, good. And the first thing that came to me is, I don't know how to, it's a famous print of a diner. And I think you might know what I'm talking about. And I think it had James Dean in it, Marilyn Monroe, it had Elvis Presley, and they're at the diner. And they're eating, and it's late at night, and the car is out, you know, and it's the window scene, and they're sitting around the diner, the counter. And the image that came to me was the 4 aces, my grandfather and my grandmother sitting next to each other, and then my father and his sister, my Aunt Barb, sitting, and with Jesus behind the counter, having the conversation. It's weird how I pictured that. But Aunt Barb was always the comfort of, come home, this is your home, and welcomes you always. And she always had a pot of coffee, always. And my father always, when I smell coffee, I think of my dad. And then Grandma's always the grapefruits and tea and coffee. And Grandpa, I was 13, so I didn't really remember a lot of that, but big red gum, cinnamon. Juicy fruit. So what I felt was sitting around the counter and having coffee, being with family. So what comes to your mind when you think of heaven? I think of being reunited with my Father, and that means God. And Him watching out for me and protecting me. And even though I was not okay this past weekend, it was a situation on my blood pressure medication, the doctor being called in, being called to the wrong pharmacy. It was just chaos in the last 4 days. But it all was taken care of today. Then hearing the conversation of the two women, and so much has happened here in El Paso, especially with the mass shooting, and I know, me personally, how the community is today. There's a difference today. It's comforting, and I feel safer because we're watching each other's back. It's like we're developing a safe place, but knowing to going to heaven, what I'm looking forward to. I remember the Pastor Dan saying, it's going to be wonderful. You can take me now, I'm ready. And I'm thinking, yeah. How does this passage from Revelations encourage you? Knowing, looking at the book of reservations differently today than I did before Sunday. It's almost like, it's not to put fear in you at all, it's the ending. He's going to come again. And all we can do today is serve and be thankful and be thoughtful of our neighbor. I personally should have stood up I should have asked for a hug to that girl. I really should have. So I'm wrong there. But I did pray over her. And I have signs, not even thinking. Took photos of that. And then walking outside back to the vehicle with Bruno, my cane, you see feathers everywhere. It's a beautiful thing knowing it's the symbolism and the symbolic, knowing that you are a child of God. Recognizing what I could have done is a good thing. It doesn't make me a bad person. It's okay. It's okay. And I have some good news. If you have children, or the family, my son, he's doing really, really well. Really, really well. My daughter, she's my first. And I'm going to tell you something. This always seems we're harder on our first child. Always. It's our first. And it's like we set them up for, you know. She has this young man, Richie, who called me 2 weeks ago and asked for her hand. He wanted to call both me and her father and told us that he was wanting to ask Mary to marry our daughter. And I was so honored that I was included into that, because it's usually just the father that goes through that. But Richie, I gained another son. It was so beautiful to see this young man traditionally do things out of respect of the family. It's beautiful. So Sydney is engaged. It's such a good feeling knowing that your babies are taken care of or loved by somebody. My son is engaged with a beautiful girl who loves him and cherishes him and follows God, and I know Richie and Sydney are the same way. And it's just, and they're raising Hunter, and Hunter is so blessed to have a blended bonus families. It's beautiful. And that is just been, I talked to my best friend Linda, and she knows I've been going through a hard time. She knows I miss the family, and she had asked me Saturday night, I think it's Saturday night, if I wanted to go to a Scottish festival with her in September. And I'm thinking, I don't think there's one going on here in El Paso. I don't remember seeing, because I'm pretty active of the activities going on. And she goes, no, I got you a ticket. Are these dates okay? So she's flying me back, and I'm getting to spend some time with her and with Sydney and with Hunter and with Richie, and God knew, even with these special little things, I was still being so attacked. And my husband kept on sending things to social media, you know, he's with you, he's with you. And it's not that I don't feel he is with me and I don't entrust in him or I don't have faith. It's when you're about to hit the breakthrough of something, it's going to storm. Believe me. And he's carrying you, as in the footprints, the poem, he's carrying you. So he gently put me down today onto the sand again to continue, because he knew the last 4 days have been tough. So reading about the new home, make your home have a safe place that you are able to have those conversations with your Father. It's beautiful. Reread the book of Revelations and look at it differently. And I have notes, and I guess what I'm needing to do when I just uploaded today chapter 1. Chapter 2 will be next week. It will be, it's good. This is a long video. Oh my, it just stopped on me. So, as I stated, it was from Revelations, the reading today. And the prayer that they have for us today is, make sure it's recording. Father, thank you for your love. We're excited as we wait for that day when we will live in a peace with you and each other in heaven. I know there is a space there at that counter waiting for me to have coffee. I know. I love you guys. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for listening. It's going to be so exciting in the month of September to see family. It's very well needed. Very well needed. And Linda, thank you. And Mom, thank you. And Ray, thank you. Thank you to everybody. And I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Until tomorrow, be good to yourself. Be good to others. For we do not know what part of their journey they're on. Like those two ladies. Pray. I love you.